Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You guys already know what it is. It's What If Deku Was Hades Part 2. So, right where I left off, Deku made the best entrance anyone could ever could to on his debut. And, so let's come to right after that. Sorry for the cut there, but this is let's start off right after what just happened. Deku walks up to 1A, and Aizawa's coming in behind him because all the teachers got out in front of UA thinking that they were getting attacked by a villain because Deku rode Cerberus into school. And then he walks in. Everyone's just talking. He walks in and sits down. And Aizawa comes in a few minutes behind him because he was discussing with the teachers and had to make it his way all the way back to 1A. And Aizawa was like, "Good morning, class," greeting the class like a normal teacher instead of a normal way he was doing it because he had to run out and probably jump out the window to get there in time. And then he's like, "Today we're going to be doing a quick assessment test." And then everyone starts complaining because, they got to do an assessment test other than orientation. And Deku's like, okay. He grabs his workout uniform, and he snaps his fingers, and he teleports to the locker room. He gets changed, teleports to outside. And everyone's just like, what just happened? So they basically just saw Deku get surrounded by fire and disappear. And he's just out there waiting for Deku's just waiting out on the field for everyone to get there. He's a god, he travels in style. What can I say? Everyone finally funnels out there. And, not Deku, Aizawa throws him the ball. And he throws him the ball. And Aizawa throws him the ball. He's like, "Okay, Mr. Flashy Entrance." Wow. And Deku's like, "Wow, I'm so offended." Then Aizawa's like, "Okay, just throw the ball." Deku's like, "Okay." He surrounds it in blue fire. And throws this thing. It gets about 250 meters. And, yeah. So, yes. And then he basically wrecks everything, except for the ball throw, because he really didn't try on the ball throw. If he would have got infinity, but he chose not to. And, he gets first in everything but the ball throw. And that's it for this test. And Mineta gets kicked out. That's for a good reason. So, was it the next day? I think it was the next day. The next day, before All Might comes to the slides through the door. "Hi, I'm here." And, if you're asking what Deku's gonna be, he's gonna be more of an anti-hero. He's just at UA to get his license so he doesn't look like a villain. That's legit what he's doing there. So All Might slides through the door, everyone starts freaking out, except for Deku. And then before All Might says what he's gonna do today, what their class is gonna do today, he's like, "In today's class we have new transfer students." And this girl walks in, brownish hair, greenish eyes. Her name is Persephone. And if you don't know who Persephone is, she is the goddess of agriculture or nature. Basically, Persephone and Hades went into the mortal realm. Well, went into the mortal realm around the same time, and got new bodies, but they went back to the way they were looking. And Persephone doesn't know much. Persephone doesn't even know what Hades looks like, because her mother forbidded her from, learning her full potential, her full magical powers, her full abilities. Yeah, the full power of her abilities, because for some reason, I don't know why exactly, like, she even still has red blood. And gods have gold blood. They have gold bloods when they reach their full potential. And a god with red blood is presumed as weak and an easy target to any creatures that see it. Gods and goddesses. But that would change later on in the story. No. Sorry about that. So with that out of the way, yeah, basically what Persephone can do is conjure up big plants. Like, she could create a whole, like, with her power, she can basically control nature to its fullest. As in, yeah. And, yeah, then the hero versus villains. Basically, it's Hades and Persephone, and yes, I'm calling Deku Hades. That's his hero name. It's Hades and Persephone versus Bakugo and Ida. And, basically the match starts. And... No. Why did it do that? Okay, that's better. But, basically, what happens, Deku and Persephone walk through the front door. And, basically what happens, they're walking, basically talking to each other, and Deku figuring out that, he's like, Persephone, why have I heard that name before? Then they get to, like, the second story, and Bakugo comes exploding around a corner, and he's about to explode Persephone, but nah, Deku's like, nah, we can't have that happen. So he kind of moves her out of the way of the explosion, and then wraps him up with thorn bushes, with thorn vines. He's like, don't you know how to treat a lady? And slaps him, then knocks him out. Still chained up, still tied up by the thorns. So if he moves, he's gonna get scratched up. Then they find the bomb, and what Persephone kinda does, she kinda grows the place. She fills the room with vines and basically makes it a jungle setting. And it's making Ida. It's hard for Ida to move around because he keeps getting tangled up in the vines. Then they walk through the door, and while Hades is walking through the grass, through the vines, they all start to wither away. And thorn bushes start to grow. The grass turns dead. The flowers wither away. He wraps Ida in he wraps him in thorn vines and touches the bomb. Hero team wins. And after that day at school, after that day at UA, Hades is in his palace, and one of his servants run up to him with a letter and tells him that Zeus is throwing a party, all gods and goddesses invited, and a lot of people don't really like Hades for what he did and what kicked him out of the heavens. So he's like, screw it, and he's like, fetch me my best cloak. It's that night he shows up at this party, and he's just like in the shadows, just hanging out. And how do I want to put this? Yes, that is how I want to do this. Bye bye, baby. Yeah. So he's walking around, and what does he hear but a loud presence? And he turns around and he sees Zeus, and he's like, ugh. And he's like, and Zeus is like, I thought I would find you looming around, hiding in the shadows. And then Zeus isn't as blackout drunk yet, so they kind of both walk over to a table away from everybody. And while they're going to this table where no one is. And who does he see but Persephone among the crowd, not really having a fun time, because she didn't really want to come to this party. She was more or less forced by her sister and mother. More or less forced. Basically, Zeus and Hades talk because they are technically brothers. Technically. And, Zeus brings up the topic of Hades fall interest to any of them, any goddess. Hades is kind of caught off guard by this. He's like, in the past, Zeus has given Hades a selection of any of his daughters for him to marry, and Hades does hesitately says, why couldn't I say that? It's Persephone. And he thought Zeus would be enraged and strike him down with the lightning bolts, but Zeus kind of laughs at this, and he's like, great choice. And he's like, if you marry her, we could have an alliance between our two worlds, the heavens and the underworld. But he knew that Persephone's mother would never let Persephone marry Hades. Never. And Persephone kind of sneaks away to try to go to the library. And when she's on the way to the library, she runs into this drunken god, I think, or demigod. Yeah, god. He's the son of Poseidon. And he's like, hey, sweetheart, what you doing so far away from the party? He's like, and Persephone has gotten multiple, like, people propose to her, but she always rejected him. And this dude was one of the past ones, and he's like, how about we, I don't know, fine, and then he's like, and Persephone's like, no, and he starts to walk away, and he grabs her by the wrist. And then Hades sees this, and he cuts them off. And that's where I'm gonna leave this part off, guys. A little bit of a cliffhanger. But make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next part. Peace.